Shall we get my next guest out, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. Why don't we? But first, let's see them in action in the terrifying but hugely entertaining Dragon's Den.
I've been a London cyclist for the last 5 years, and I'm all too aware of the dangers of cycling in heavily trafficked streets. I wear a helmet, fluorescent vest, I have a light, and I've also been given this. But when I'm in danger, what I actually do is this, to make sure that people know I'm there. So, together, we developed the London whistle.
We believe that the potential sides of the business is big, it's great.
Suddenly, the normal business language of the Den was replaced by an altogether unfamiliar one.
What about the old-fashioned...
It's not as loud as that.
What about the gas ones?
The market that we believe is going to be very interested in this, that looks for something that's a bit more technology-oriented and don't want to go hacker, hacker.
You can't spend your life going zip, 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 just so everybody can see you.
In the end, Peter Jones blew the final whistle on the couple's time in the Den.
But the market potential...
Peter. I'm out.
Here they are, will you please welcome from Dragon's Den, James, Deborah, Peter and Theo. Rogers James and the ever so tall Peter. Come on in. Whoa, 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 steady. Blimey. Well, that's what I'm going to picture, a little step guard. Sit down, get yourself comfortable. How nice to have you here. Thanks for joining us. And the Dragon's Den, am I right, this is the 7th series you're in right now?
Yeah.
Not all of you have been in the whole series, all of them. James, you went in the very beginning, weren't you?
No, I'm the new dragon.
The new boy. Duncan's not here tonight. Is that because he's the most successful one of you in the world of business, or you just can't stand him?
Couldn't afford the fare.
He couldn't afford the fare.
BBC cutbacks.
Wouldn't
pay his expenses. I'm not coming. I'm up.
He's abroad, though, isn't he? He's abroad. He's a bit too old now to travel.
But you guys, you get on fairly well.
No.
Do you ever meet... You don't, Peter?
No.
Well, who don't you get on with, Peter?
Well, actually, I mean, probably Duncan most of all, but this series probably...
What?
Well, actually, between Duncan and James, it's a
Similar.
close... Yeah. I mean, off-camera, we get on very well.
This is quite a nasty atmosphere, boys.
Yes, already.
Is this what it's like, Deborah? Is this what it's like for you?
Can I just say I'm out?
You're out. You were never really in right now. From the sound of things, you're still on probation. Where does the idea... Where did the idea of Dragon's Den come from? It wasn't from one of you guys. It was someone else had the programme idea, I guess.
Sony.
Yeah.
Sony.
So it was a company idea. Someone out there was making the
Made
idea.
in Japan.
Made in Japan by Nippon, actually.
Nippon TV.
Yeah.
OK, and so... and how did they recruit you? Who came to who first, and did they audition you? What was the process?
Well, Duncan and I were the only ones originally from the first series, and what happened was BBC guy said, look, we're thinking of a show, pitching ideas, are you interested? We said we can talk about it. It's a pilot, 1 hour for Open University or something like that.
Yeah, so you thought it'd be a low-key, not an entertainment show as such, more of just a kind of business show.
Yeah, and we filmed 1 hour, it went up the channels, BBC High, and they said, look, this is a series, we've got to go to series, and that's the rest is history.
And so why do you think it has become the hit it is? What is it about the show that people, that you're aware of, that people like about it?
I think a lot of it is that because we're investing our own money, you know, I think the audience likes that whole jeopardy of somebody who walks up the stairs that we've never met before, and, you know, within a relatively short period of time, we actually have to write our own cheque there and then. And I think that's pretty exciting.
Am I right in thinking, though, that they're only allowed, like, 3 minutes or 4 minutes to pitch to you, but then you're allowed as long as you want for the question? So even though we only see a condensed version, you've been hammering away at it for quite a while.
Sometimes we go on for hours, and so when you see me yawning or getting absolutely ratty and rude with someone, it's because they bored the pants off me for several hours. But no one's told them the truth. You'd have thought their best friend would say, listen, that's the most ridiculous, stupid idea you've ever had.
Yeah, that's not
But
what your
no.
best friends do, though, Theo,
Well, you
is
gotta
it?
be honest. You might lose a few friends on the way.
Yeah, but you know what? Your friends are going to say to you, yeah, I think it's a great idea, you know, that's what people say.
But, John, we've got people that come in pitching knee roller skates, ley-line bed, which is a line between a sheet to separate man and wife while they're sleeping.
I thought that was a good idea. Did you invest in that?
No, we slept together on it, didn't we?
Theo and I slept together on it, yeah.
So they're two of the bad ideas. What were the worst ideas then? Deborah, what's the worst ideas you've encountered?
False fingernail for cats.
False fingernails for cats.
Yeah,
You
I
can't
have a
really-
cat.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine what would happen if I tried to get false fingernails on it. One-handed glove?
Why would... Yeah, no, what was the deal with the one-handed glove
That was
pitch?
brilliant.
That was...
Driving on the other side of the road.
Do you know, halfway through that
was
pitch,
obvious.
I kind of thought he knew. Halfway through, I felt like, do you know, as he's saying this, he's beginning to think, actually, This is a crazy idea.
And are you ever surprised? So the ones that come in that maybe don't have as much conviction or belief in their ideas, and they're the ones that you really leap on? Do you ever encounter that? Is it kind of like people
No, we
are...
normally throw those out.
I was nodding then. Can we check with each
Hold
other
on.
before we
If you haven't
answer?
got passion, if you haven't got passion in what you're doing, go and do something else.
Are you talking to me directly?
No,
Jeff?
just...
He's quite aggressive, isn't he?
Well, it isn't normally, is it?
OK, now, when someone comes up, you must feel a little empathy, a little sympathy, because it must be terrifying walking in the room, knowing that, number one, that they've got to encounter you guys, but number two, you know, this is a big moment for them, and they've got an idea which, if you pick up on it, it could well change their life. So, do you ever sweeten the pill, do you ever soften the blow, or do you actually sometimes enjoy telling them it's an awful idea?
I think these guys do, really. I think that they're pretty good at
I don't think
digging in quite hard.
Well, Peter
I don't
does
think
sometimes seem like he quite enjoys it.
Well, do you know what? I do enjoy it when it's a stupid idea, but then actually this last couple of series, since James has joined the Dragon's Den, I've probably been a little bit lighter, and I think for good reason, because you can come in with the most ridiculous, non-commercial business idea and walk away with investment, because James is here now.
Oh, stop it, Peter.
Doggy treadmill.
Oh, come on.
Jonathon,
Doggy treadmill went quite well for you, hadn't it, James?
It's one of my most successful investments.
Well,
It's just the opportunity.
Well, there's obviously a kind of a certain a friendship, but at the same time, there's a competitiveness here, and you like...
Because, Jonathan, they
digging
haven't
each
got a
other.
clue. I mean, absolutely no clue.
Who's the most successful? James, who's the most
No, he's
successful?
normally quite honest.
Just in terms of finance, not in terms of personal satisfaction, obviously.
I mean,
He doesn't
Jonathan,
get like that
I'm-
either.
No, I'm fairly modest. I would say, you know, amongst these people, just in terms of experience and ability and understanding
That's not
of
the question,
business,
James.
I would say it probably is me, actually.
Theo, you would agree with that, no doubt.
He's talking out of his absolute rear end, which is quite common.
So who would you say was the most successful
Well, it's
Theo?
obvious, isn't it?
Oh, it might be you. Is that...
Why do you even
Can I
ask?
guess? Can I guess?
Go on, have a go.
Would it be you, Theo?
Do you know, I'll buy that.
There you
I
go.
mean,
Peter.
Well,
yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm personally, actually, because I think I'm fairly truthful. I don't think I'm the most successful. But if the question was to be who's invested and made the most money out of an investment in
Yeah, that
Dragon's
wasn't
Den,
the question.
then, Jonathan, if that was the question,
Because that question, you would have been the answer, wouldn't you?
it would have been me.